Essie, I love you.
Andy? Andy? Crash Cart Stat!
Come on, get some blankets. Let's go. Andy?
Andy?
That code blue here. Let's go. Stat!
Hurry!
Read, come on.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you need any help with anything?
No, just I'm taking care of details.
Well, look, you want me to notify Andy's sister Seal?
You know, I was just going to do that.
What about Susan?
Oh, God. I need to tell a little girl who loves her daddy so much that he's dead.
Why don't you let me help, huh?
No, I'm gonna have to tell her in person. I think I'll take the next flight after my shift. Go up to Albany. Oh, what did I forget? Who else is there? Who have I forgotten?
Yourself.
What is he?
Simone, when are you going to deal with your own grief?
I'm all right.
I don't
really
think you are.
I don't have time for me right now.
It'll catch up to you sooner or later. It's better to confront the pain now.
I can handle it. It's okay.
Look, I know how much Andy meant to you. His loss was... Simone, just face it.
I can handle it. I'm not denying anything. There's just so many people to meet and so many things to do before I go up there.
I knew somebody was going to pull a stunt like this.
Like what?
Like producing a new will out of thin air.
Blame Herbert.
I don't think so.
Oh, really? Do you know something that the rest of us don't?
I know that new will's a fake.
I think you better prove it.
Don't think I'm not going to try.
Oh, Alan, come on. Do you really think that Autumn would fake Herbert's will and forge his signature?
Maybe. Maybe she got a boyfriend to do it.
Who?
Scorpio.
Oh, no.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past him.
Why on earth would Robert Scorpio want to fake Herbert's will?
Are you serious? Have you seen the way he looks at Autumn lately? I mean, the drool is literally running down his chin.
My hand, you sound very jealous.
I am. Autumn's money. I mean, a large chunk of that is mine. Here she is rolling in the green stuff, and I'm facing financial ruin.
Oh, it isn't that bad.
It's worse. What happens if I can't pay the money back to HTI? Not only am I going to go bankrupt, I'm going to go to jail.
You never liked it, did you?
Not as much as you know.
That has nothing to do with the case.
Then you should put your feelings aside and get on with the job.
I could ask you the same question.
I'm just looking at the facts. You're looking at a beautiful lady that has you twisted round her finger.
I thought you knew me better than that.
I thought I did, too.
Autumn didn't kill Herbert Quartermain.
Will you give me some proof? You give me one piece of evidence in her favor, and I'll consider it. But until then, she's our #1 suspect.
Ah. Hi, team.
Hi.
I appreciate you coming straight over.
My pleasure, Robert.
Well, what happened with the McKee case?
We won.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I don't suppose we actually won more than wore them out. The important thing is that justice was done, and I'm happy.
Right.
You ready for a new case?
I'm ready to talk about it.
Do that in Lewis's office. Come on. Where are you taking the prisoner?
In the interrogation room. She's meeting with the DA.
Have a word with her?
I'm sorry, I don't want to make the DA wait.
It's just that I should have done more for it.
You did all you could.
I didn't save him.
No one could have.
It's all because of those damn steroids. If I'd only known sooner, I really think I could have gotten him off them.
Simone, when you found out about it, you did. Look, Andy made his own choices. The important thing is you stuck by him from day one. You even offered to marry him.
For all the good that did him. Why didn't he listen to us? Oh, Benny's so damn senseless. Why should a man like that have to die? For what?
Look,
he don't
Simone,
take care of
there's no
himself. That's all he
reason.
had to
I
do.
just don't understand this.
What, Tony?
I have gone over and over Andy's chart, and there's no reason why he had to die. I mean, the man had a chance. He had a good chance of making it. I just don't understand this.
Look, he could have had a heart attack.
But there were no indications of that. I mean, I must have missed something, or I
Tony,
missed
no.
a clue somewhere. I mean,
Please.
could I have saved him?
Don't blame yourself.
I'm his doctor. I mean, there should have been some indication. I should have been aware of this.
Tony, no one could have known. You said so yourself. We weren't sure exactly what happened.
So I missed something. I missed something somewhere.
No, I followed this case from the very beginning. Tony, you did everything that you possibly could.
Medicine simply isn't that advanced yet. I mean, to save every patient. If there's any consolation in this tragedy, let's hope we can learn from it and help other people.
Well, great. Are we going to tell Susie that? They're going to make her feel a lot better?
I'll get that for you. Dr. Ravel's office. Walt, what have you got? Yeah, he's here. I'll tell him. Walt said the autopsy showed that Andy died of a massive embolism to the heart. No one could save him.
Alan, don't you think you're overreacting?
How can you overreact to the end of the world?
Really? You still have time to get that money back to HTI.
Time is about all we've got left, and precious little of that.
Well, we're not completely broke. You know, we still have some of our assets left.
What we've got left hardly counts, Monica, and I'm certainly not going to bankrupt any member of this family to save my soul.
You might not have a choice.
If only I hadn't been such a fool and not kept the money and just given it back right away.
Isn't that funny? I seem to remember having a discussion about that once. But then you didn't find the urgency.
Go ahead, rub it in. I deserve it. I really was so stupid to hang on to the money, and then when I finally decided to use it, I blow it on that dumb contest.
It's true. You've made some remarkably stupid mistakes lately.
I appreciate your support.
Listen, I said I'd help you. I didn't say I'd forgive you.
Well, then help me prove that Herbert's will's a fraud.
Well, I'm not convinced that it is.
Of course it is.
Oh, so then the will that gives you and Edward $50 million would be valid again.
Exactly right, and then all my worries are over.
Mm-hmm. You know, I really think this calls for master crook. Where is Edward?
He's lying down. He's not well. Losing all that money was an enormous shock to him.
I don't think he'd feel that bad if he lost his best friend.
Money is his best friend. I'm going to go and talk to him.
Oh, well, listen, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you when you come back.
Whoa.
What now?
What now is I'm going to have bookies breathing down my neck. Every time the phone rings now, I jump.
Well, how much money do you owe him?
A ton, Betsy, a ton. And I don't know what's going to happen when they find out about Father's new will.
Well, how is that going to affect them?
Betsy, they wouldn't have given me this much credit if I hadn't promised them I was going to become a billionaire. And now they found out that I've got nothing. The wolves are really going to be howling at my door.
I'll be lucky if the jewelers in New York City even let me in their stores. There's no one as lonely as a rich person who's fallen on hard times.
Well, at least now we'll find out who our real friends are.
We don't have any, thanks to your father. How dare he cut us off without a cent?
And leave everything to that gold digger.
Well, at least Autumn did us the favor of killing Herbert.
Well, once she's convicted, they'll throw out that new document, and we'll be back on Easy Street where we belong.
Yes, if she's convicted.
She will be convicted. We just have to bide our time until the police finish their investigation.
But they have got to find Autumn guilty. I only wish I had more proof to give to the police. But how can they not see the obvious? Autumn's the killer. Even Scorpio must realize that by now.
And that's it. So, what do you think of the case?
I think she's going to need one hell of a lawyer.
That's why you're here.
I didn't agree to defend anyone yet.
And nor should you, unless you want to defend a guilty client.
I certainly don't want to do that.
Look, I wouldn't have brought you over here unless I felt that she was absolutely innocent.
There's all this hard evidence against her, Robert. First of all, if what you tell me is true, she's the only one that knew that Herbert was alive.
Not true. I'm sure that Dr. Wallace and Dottie have been on this as well.
Well, in any case, she's the only one that had access to that secret room.
Anyone that we know of.
See, he was hit on the head, then he was strangled. They found strands of Autumn's hair in his fingers. Do you think the real killer had the presence of mind to put them there?
Possible.
I don't know, Robert. Seems pretty airtight to me.
Yet too airtight. The way that a setup would be conducted.
Robert, look at her motives. By killing Herbert, she could revenge her father's death. Not only that, she stood to inherit close to $1 billion.
She didn't realize that.
That's what she said. But we all know she's not known for the truth.
Now, what?
No, she's guilty. When Herbert scrawled his name at the bottom of that will, he was signing his own death certificate.
Look, she didn't carry out the execution. Somebody's gone to a lot of trouble to make us think that.
All right, you two. Come on, get back in your neutral corners. Let's call it a draw.
So you're going to take the case?
I don't know. I'm getting an awful lot of conflicting stories from two people whose opinion I greatly respect.
Well, what are you going to do?
Talk to Autumn. She's got to convince me before I even think of convincing a jury.
I'm sorry, but that is all I have to say until I see a lawyer.
You have that right, of course. I'd suggest you find one fast. Lady, you're in very big trouble. I'll be back.
Let's go.
I'm finished with her. Now that the DA's left, can we have a word with the prisoner?
Yeah, but make it brief. I'll be right outside.
Thanks, Sam.
Jack Meyer, this is Autumn Clayton.
How do you do?
Jack's the best lawyer I know. With him handling your case, you're in good hands. Tell him why he should.
I'm innocent. I didn't kill Birdie. You've got to believe me.
So, you like the place?
Oh, it's perfect.
Well, now, if there's any changes you'd like to make, I can...
Oh, no, I love everything about it. It's a beautiful penthouse.
Yeah, I think the location's pretty convenient, too.
Yeah, it's close to downtown and my office at ELQ.
Well, good. And anytime you feel like some nightlife, just put on some lipstick, jump on the elevator, and push the old done button.
Utilities and entertainment included.
Yeah, well, we aim to please. So, do we have a deal?
Yeah, if we can work out the rent.
I'm not one of those landlords who ups the rent with each turnover. I told you what the previous tenant was paying, if you care to match that.
You're on.
Well, great. Now, if you have any problems, just come straight to me. I'll take care of them.
Well, I do have one. You see, I'd like to move in as soon as possible, but it looks as if the previous tenant hasn't officially vacated.
No, he's gone.
Without his things?
He left in rather a hurry. He didn't have time to pack everything together. I promised him I'd put the things in boxes and send them off to him.
Oh, well, you really do take good care of your tenants.
Yeah, Carruthers was special. I rather hope he keeps in touch. Well, as soon as I pack up these things, I'll have the place cleaned up, and you can move in right away.
You don't even want any references? You may know my sister, Tiffany Hill.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't even know you were related.
Oh, yes. You surprised?
Well, I didn't know Tiffany had a sister.
Well, Tiffany isn't exactly what you call big on family.
Well, you must be happy to see each other again, huh?
It's certainly interesting.
Well, it would be nice if we all got together and had a drink sometime.
I'd like that. I'd like it even better if Tiffany couldn't make it. Well, I really have to run. I guess this means we'll be seeing a lot of each other from now on.
Yeah, well, I certainly look forward to that.
So do I.
Thank you.
Will you take a look at this?
What?
Well, you're a big football fan. This will probably hit you as hard as it does me.
Not another strike.
Andy Matthews died today.
You're kidding.
What a shame. He was a great back and a class guy.
Yeah, he'll be missed.
His poor daughter. I don't even know how we're going to tell Robin.
You and Anna better break the news to her real quick.
We're going to tell her tonight before somebody else gets to her.
Where does that leave our old buddy, Carruthers?
I want the word out on the street. I want
want to know where he is. I want to know what he's doing. I want to know who he's doing it with. He owes Andy 250 grand.
And he probably figures he's off the hook since Andy's not around to collect.
Yeah, well, he figured wrong. I promised Andy I'd get the money for his daughter. I'm going to get every penny. He's going to pay a dead man his dues. Crothers didn't figure on that. I'll see you.
Okay.
Is it you? Are you really here?
It's really me. I'm really here.
Am I dreaming?
Let's see. You feel my arms around you?
Yes.
Make sure you know it's really me. Honey. The time. There's a little time left.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Am I interrupting?
No, I just got home from work.
Is Frisco here? I still need to see him.
No. He went back yesterday. He could only get away for one day. Can you believe that, Jeff?
I really needed
One
to,
single day.
to talk to him. I have a lot to get off of my chest. One day.
Oh, Tony, I miss him so much.
Oh, Felicia. Well, I know the feeling.
I love him so much. It just hurts so much when he's gone. When he left, I thought I just wanted to die.
Now, look, he's gonna come back. Yeah, I mean, sooner or later. I just wish he hadn't left so soon for both our sakes.
I don't know why I'm being so silly. He's gonna come back. He'll be back for good.
What do you mean?
He's leaving the WSB. Then we'll never be apart again. And then we can start having our own family. Something happened today?
Yeah, Andy Matthews died today.
Oh, my gosh.
It was an awful shock, believe me. You know, Felicia, we knew he was sick, but we just didn't expect this. And I can't seem to shake the feeling that somehow or another it's my fault. That's why I wanted to talk to Frisco, because he's good at sharing these kind of loads.
I know.
Since he's been away and Tanya's gone, I don't know who to turn to anymore.
Well, there's me. I could fix us something to eat. Do you want to stay for a while? I could use some company myself.
Would I be opposing?
Oh, no, Tony, I would much rather be with you tonight than be alone.
Thanks.
What about Lucy? Is she out of town? Do you not want to talk to her?
No, not tonight. I'd rather be with you.
Grandpa Redenbacher, I've got the hottest snack idea of the century.
Look, you should have gone home.
No, what for? And stare at the four walls? No, better to stay here and keep busy.
Come on, Simone, you're in no shape to work. Let's play doctor. And as your family psychiatrist, I order you to go home and get some rest.
That won't help.
When are you going to deal with all this grief? It's not going to go away by itself.
Why should a man who takes good care of himself even think about taking steroids?
Well, like so many others, Andy probably figured he could handle the drugs.
It's just so stupid. He should have known the dangers involved.
Maybe for the other guy, but not for Andy Matthews. That's a typical line of thinking.
I guess it's so easy to convince yourself when the rewards are that great.
Simone, Andy was in a highly competitive line of work, where even the best careers don't last all that long. He needed an edge. Steroids gave him that edge. At least that's what he believed.
But at what a cost, huh?
You know better than I how much Susie meant to Andy. He gave his life for her, literally.
So what do we do now? Pick up the pieces to stop another tragedy like Andy Matthews.
Education is the key. The more we know about steroids, the less likely we are to go near them.
Andy wanted to spread the word. I guess we could start a little program here at the hospital. Get the staff to talk to some teenagers and really drive home that message that steroids are messing up your body.
And how fatal they can be.
I really want to do something in Andy's memory. If I can save one kid's life, it'll all be worth it. Don't you think?
I think it's a great idea. Andy would love it.
Yes, I know exactly how much I owe you. When? You can't believe everything you read in the papers. Yes, my father did make out a new will, but it's invalid. I mean, well, it'll be soon. Autumn Clayton's in jail for killing him, and if she is convicted, then she doesn't inherit a penny. Relax. Come on, relax. We're both going to have our money in... You know what that bookie threatened to do to me?
It can't be any worse than what your father's already done.
Oh, why don't they just convict her? I don't know how much longer I can hold out now.
Calm down, darling. The vultures won't move in for the kill just yet. But if the police do let Autumn go, you better have yourself locked up. That's the only way you'll be safe.
Locked? That's it. I need another drink.
Do you realize that I'm ruined?
You're ruined?
I'm ruined if you two hadn't shown up in this...
We are on the same side now. Autumn's the enemy. We have got to work together to make sure she is convicted of Herbert's murder.
If she goes free, we all lose.
We've got to make sure she stays in jail.
Even if that means teaming up.
Whatever it takes.
Good. That's better. Now, gentlemen, how are we going to make sure that Herbert's last will is thrown out?
You have any friends in the police department?
It was all an elaborate plot to get revenge on his family. Dottie never died. Bertie arranged her death to set up his own. His fake one, that is. Then something went terribly wrong.
What about Pritchett?
That was a horrible accident. Bertie was sick about what happened.
Oh, I don't believe this for a second.
Why not?
Well, it's just too convenient, isn't it? I mean, they're looking for a body to cremate in Herbert's place, and we're supposed to believe that Pritchett just happened to die at the same time that they're looking for corpses.
It's true.
So what would have happened if Pritchett hadn't had his accident? Would you have waited for someone else in the house to die? Or would you have contrived another accident?
I never contrived anything.
Oh, You just along for the ride, is that it?
Look, in the beginning, I had no idea what was going on. And then by the time Bertie got me involved, it was too late to stop him.
Why did Herbert decide to fill you in on his elaborate plan?
He was afraid Robert would find out the truth. So he told me the whole story to ensure my silence.
Guess it worked, didn't it? Why didn't you say anything then?
I had no idea it would lead to this. I wish now I would have done something. Maybe Bertie would still be alive.
Well, look, it's only fair to say at this point that things don't look too good. I mean, you're the only person that knew that Herbert was alive, at least the only one that admits to it.
You can bet the DA is going to have a field day with that one.
Well, I don't know what else to say. I know how it all looks, but I am telling you, I tried to prevent this from the beginning. Robert, didn't I beg you for help the day I arrived in Port Charles?
I'll testify to that.
Well, that may hold some weight.
Well, it's just part of her strategy to look innocent later.
Oh, come on. You can take any detail and convert it into suspicion,
I don't
can't you?
have to. She's guilty enough.
Will you two stop arguing?
Look,
We have
please,
enough
you are
arguing.
all wasting precious time.
What do you mean?
There is still a killer on the loose in the Quartermain mansion who may just strike again at any time.
Bob Hinden doesn't know it, but something else. General Hospital will continue in a moment.
Tonight. I just keep feeling like there was something that I could have done to save Andy.
Tony, you're the best doctor I've ever known. And if you couldn't save him, nobody could.
I know that I did the best that I could, but I keep thinking that maybe I overlooked something. Maybe there was something that I didn't see, or somebody else could have pulled him out of it.
It's only natural to second-guess yourself. But you can't dwell on that. Think about all those patients that you did save.
All I see is Susie's face.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
Oh, you've already done everything tonight. I mean, you gave me a shoulder.
No, I did the crying.
Sometimes you can cry inside, you know.
I know, I do that too.
Well, I'll try to cheer up if you will.
Deal.
Good. I gotta go home.
Tony,
What, you okay?
I just wanted to ask you something.
Well, so you have to ask to ask?
Yeah, about this I do.
Well, what's so sensitive?
How are you and Lucy getting along?
Fine, why do you ask?
I just wondered.
Well, what made you think that?
No, I didn't, you know, I didn't say anything.
Alicia, I know you well enough to realize when you're keeping something for yourself. You can ask about Lucy and me. It's okay.
Well, earlier when you walked in, you said that you couldn't take your problems home with you. And I thought, well, now you're married, you have a wife. Why couldn't you go home and talk to Lucy about your problems?
I guess I did give you that impression. Well, it's true. I didn't want to do it tonight, and I still don't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's none of my business.
No, it is your business. You need to know about that kind of stuff. Look, Lucy and I are working on our marriage, all right? It's not like we fight. I mean, it's the opposite. We get along great.
You just don't talk.
Not about what's important, what matters. We just haven't been close that long.
It'll take a while.
It's my fault. You know, I think that I want my relationship with Lucy to be like it was with Tanya, and it's not going to happen. We've only been together for a few months. And besides, I mean, how many perfect women are there in the world? There's Tanya and there's you.
I think you'd better check with Frisco's scorecard before you put me on a pedestal.
No, you had a couple of rough moments to smooth over when you were married.
Right now we're going through one of the biggest ones.
But love builds over time. And I know, you know, I know that I'll turn to Lucy when I have troubles, but right now I turn toward Frisco. At least she can't get jealous.
You really care about her a lot, don't you?
I wouldn't just marry anybody.
I'm gonna try harder with Lucy. For your sake. I'm even gonna try to be her friend from now on.
Alicia, do you know that nothing would make me happier in the world? My brother is such a lucky guy.
Oh, I wish he thought that.
No, he is. You have the perfect marriage.
That's because we're never together long enough to fight.
No, I mean it. I have never seen a couple like the two of you.
What a waste of time that was. Silly old man upstairs. Whoa.
Well, then I take it you did talk to your father.
I tried.
What did he say about the money?
He's in no mood to discuss high finance.
Well, what's he doing?
He's lying on his bed counting the millions that he's lost. He's saying goodbye to it. Every couple of thousand he gives a little wave.
He wouldn't bid that fond a farewell to you if you left home.
That's right. I'm only his son.
Oh, isn't it nice to know the priorities are straight in this family?
Well, there is one bright spot.
Don't tell me the government's abolished money altogether.
Quentin and I have decided to bury the hatchet.
And who's back?
I'm serious. We've decided to forego our differences and concentrate on nailing Autumn.
Are you both going to join the police force? Well, that's one way to earn the money. I figure you'll get that $50 million back in year 4,000, give or take a lifetime.
I'll get it back a lot sooner than that.
Now, are you and Quentin going to produce yet another will by the prolific hand of Herbert Quartermain?
A convicted murderess cannot inherit money from her victim. Once they put her away, I get the money back and I pay off HTI.
Is it really all that important?
Beats the hell out of going to jail.
I wonder.
Have you lost your mind?
Now, I think we'd really be a lot happier if we were broke.
You know, I've heard that extreme stress can cause a person to,
Life would certainly be a lot simpler.
What, standing on the street corner selling pencils? Be my guest.
Alan, we wouldn't have to do that. We both have careers. You're a successful doctor, so am I. We could live very easily on our combined incomes.
Not in the style to which we've become accustomed, we couldn't.
Oh, you've seen one mansion. You've seen them all. Haven't you ever really wanted to just live like a normal human being?
Rich is normal. Everything else is perverted.
Oh, Edward, I didn't know you joined us.
You are so funny. Ha, ha, ha. I'll get it. It could be news about Autumn.
No, I'll get it.
Why?
Because you're liable to say something stupid.
Such as what?
Something like, Autumn's guilty. Lock her up. Throw away the key. Give me the money.
What's wrong with that?
Hello? This is she? Yes? Why? What's the problem? Oh, that's all right, yeah. Okay, sure.
How many years did they give her?
That was the controller from HTI.
What does he want?
He wants to meet with me in my office tomorrow. Says it's urgent.
What's he want to talk about?
Oh, take a wild guess.
The Christmas party.
He said that the SEC investigator's flying up from New York.
Whatever for?
Oh, I bet he has about 12 million things he'd like to talk about.
Well, let him talk.
I don't think there's much I could do to stop him.
I couldn't care less what the SEC thinks. It's only a matter of time before I pay the money back to HTI.
Fine, my darling. You tell the investigator that.
Why doesn't Autumn do the honorable thing and confess?
Perhaps you should consider that option.
Listen, I've got the money to pay them back. I just don't happen to have it in my pocket at this particular moment. Once they put her away, I get the money back. I'll pay them off with interest. It's just that the whole police system seems to be so damn slow. I mean, justice should be served. As well as the Quartermain bank account.
Guy says to me, I bet you wear iron.
Hi. Get my message?
Yeah, I did. Andy, it's terrible.
Thank you. Can't believe it. Seems like only yesterday we was here having Thanksgiving dinner.
I knew he'd been injured, but I didn't think it was that serious.
That's a tragedy.
Yeah, he had so much to live for.
There's an article in today's newspaper that says he was taking steroids.
Really? He seems so health conscious, though.
Well, a lot of people are going to miss him.
What's going to happen with Susie?
Simone says she's still up in Albany with her aunt.
He's going to tell her.
I think Simone's going to try and get up there tonight. Not easy.
God, I don't envy her that. I mean, Susie loved her dad.
Yeah, well, we still have to break the news to Rob and I.
She doesn't know.
Hmm.
Where is she?
She's playing her room.
How do we tell her?
I was just going to ask you that. I don't know.
Oh, thanks. Robin?
Mommy!
Hey, sweetheart.
How you work today?
Hi. Oh, this is lovely. You're fine.
Same old stuff, huh?
Same old stuff, yeah. Duke and I got something to tell you, and it's not great.
Are you going out of town?
No.
No, it's much worse than that.
Well, then, what's wrong?
Okay, come on, sit down, honey. Come here.
Where's your hand?
Susie's daddy died.
Andy's dead?
You know how he had been hurt? Well, his heart just gave out. He died today in the hospital.
It's very hard for us to believe, sweetheart. He was a lovely man, and we'll miss him.
Poor Susie.
She needs her good friends just now.
She does.
She'd like a letter from you.
And I'll help her.
You will?
Good girl.
Good girl. Okay? Give us a hug, then. I love you, darling. Come on.
Hey, that. I wonder how well off Susie's aunt is.
That's the point. I shouldn't think they've got much. She'll be loved there, anyway. Surely Andy must have made some kind of financial arrangements for Susie. I mean, there must be some money somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
So, you gonna take the case?
I've gone over all the evidence. I gotta tell you, Robert, I mean, it's not as if they have a lock on the conviction, but they ain't far away.
Whatever happened to this defense of the underdog? I mean, are the odds here too great for you?
The odds I can deal with. Defending a guilty client is another story.
Jake, she's innocent. I know it.
Well, you happen to be the only one aside from Autumn who thinks that.
Yeah, but that doesn't change my feelings.
Robert, maybe that's the problem. Maybe Anna's right. Maybe you're acting more on your feelings than you are on your good judgment.
Anna is wrong about that as well.
Well, the fact still remains, our main concern is that Autumn was the only one that had access to that secret room. Now, how did the real killer find him?
Maybe somebody followed her there. Maybe Dottie told somebody. I mean, let's face it, she was hanging about for weeks before she took off for Rio. Well, if you won't go with Autumn's story, fair enough. But for the time being, follow my instincts.
Uh-oh. Just what did you have in mind?
Well, hang with us long enough so that I can amass enough evidence. One way or the other. There's a good chance this case won't even go to trial.
How so?
Well, I got a plan. More like a gamble. It's probably Autumn's only chance, but what I'm going to do is chance everything on one throw of the dice. Why don't you stick around and watch the game?
I think I better reserve my judgment until I hear the plan. And I gotta tell you, Robert, it's gotta be one hell of a plan to convince me.
If it works, it's gonna blow the lock right off this case. Now, here's what I want to do.
Well, that's certainly one hell of a plan, Robert. Sounds like something you got right out of the WSB.
Yeah, I used to pull this kind of a ruse when I was desperate.
Did it work?
Not nearly enough.
Look, stop me if you've heard this before, Robert. What you're proposing is very dangerous.
You think I'd try this stunt if I had a plan B?
Do you know what's going to happen if this thing backfires?
I've only thought of that a couple of 100 times.
You're still going to go through with it?
It's the only way I know to save her.
You're really convinced that she's innocent, aren't you?
Jake, I haven't been this sure of anything for a long, long time.
Well, I'm convinced.
You can take the case?
Autumn has just hired herself a lawyer.
You know, we make a formidable team.
We certainly do. Let's tell that to the Quartermain killer.
Right.
We better stop talking and do
Well,
something.
isn't there something we can do to speed up Autumn's prosecution?
The preliminary hearing is going to be in a day or two.
Good, the sooner the better. You don't think there's some way she can slip through some legal loophole?
There isn't anything we could do to prevent that anyway.
Well, we've got to anticipate every possibility.
Somebody could confess to the murder.
Why on earth would anybody do that? Autumn's the killer.
You know, it's possible that the court could find there just isn't enough evidence to convict her.
How much proof do they need?
Well, the courts are notoriously soft on crime, Betsy.
Just saying there are a lot of potential outs for Autumn.
We just can't allow one.
Well, Alan and I can hardly guarantee that she won't get off. All we can do is hope.
And that's it. Because with Robert Scorpio in the case, the truth will come out. He'll find whoever killed Herbert, no matter who it is.
Even if it turns out to be your father-in-law? Or your husband?
Or your husband. Or you.
I'll wait outside.
Did Jake make up his mind?
Yeah.
He won't defend me, will he?
He's agreed to take your case.
Oh, Robert, this is the best news I've heard in weeks.
Well, it's a ray of hope. We need all the help we can get.
Robert, I owe you so much. If you hadn't stood by me, who knows what would have happened. How can I ever thank you? So, what happens now? Will there be a trial?
I've got a plan. Now, if it works, you'll be out of prison before you know it, and the real killer behind bars. It all depends whether you're willing to risk your life.